In this installment, we'll be going over the Wednesday Hump Day NBA Slate. 6 games for Wednesday, still jam-packed. It's not as what it seemed on the day previous with 10 games, but we got 6 bangers for you. Let's get into it. Hey, yo! Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Chef D, and I'm here to give you the winning ingredients for your NBA slate on Wednesday. 6 games for you. A little bit of a tone down from the previous day, but we're really going to deep dive into this and give you the top plays for point guard, shooting guard, small forward, power forward, center, value play, and the lock of the night. Also, we're going to look at some other value on the Fanduel site as well. Give you some plays on there to look out for. So let's deep dive into this. Guys, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter at MetsNetJetsD. If you are a viewer and not a subscriber, go ahead and click that subscribe button right now. Currently at 754. I'm loving the positive energy. Moving closer and closer towards the goal, which is 1,000 followers. And at that 1K, we will be doing a money giveaway. All right. That is going to be the goal. Let's continue to push that forward. All right. Now let's go position by position, giving you detailed plays for tomorrow's slate on Wednesday. Let's start off with the point guard position. And we're going to look at Anthony Simons of the Portland Trailblazers going up against the LA Lakers. Lakers are one of the worst teams in the league going against opposing point guards and shooting guards. Anthony Simons is literally like the last guy left for this Portland Trailblazers team. They sold off McCollum. They're waiting on news about Damian Lillard. We don't know what's going to 100% happen with him. He could be traded. It's just him and Nurkic, whole bunch of scraps around him. So Simons gets to step up and really be the number one option in this offense. And right now, I believe that this price is too cheap. Yes, he's very young. Very volatile with the shooting. It can be very up and down. 5-13 against Milwaukee, but 1-6 against the Thunder. Like those type of performances, we're hoping for some more peripherals to really bolster up his value and salary as well. But I think it's a great shot and a great game for him to really, really do well against the Lakers. In a previous matchup, 36 minutes, 7 for 18. Poor shooting performance, like as I said, but if he shot better, definitely would have been worth it. And that was alongside of McCollum, respecting a lot of two-man game between Simons and Nurkic in this one. So I'll be willing to pay $7,300 for Anthony Simons. Next, we're going to go to Charlotte. And we're going to go with Terry Rozier in what should be a very competitive game between the Hornets and the Chicago Bulls. Couple of injuries on the Charlotte side. We had Hayward with another ankle injury. That's why he left the previous game. Let's see if he still has that cute. He's out. So that's going to be a step up, a positive step for Terry Rozier. So it's going to be Lonzo Ball, Rozier, and Bridges as the 3 main core scorers on this offense. Terry Rozier has been very consistent as of late. Even without Gordon Hayward, he's been putting up solid numbers. 41 fantasy points against Boston, 35 against Cleveland. Miami is a tough out, and that was a blowout. I understand that one right there. But in a previous matchup against Chicago, 36 minutes, came through with 44 fantasy points, 31 real points. They're going to need his scoring to compete with the Chicago Bulls, especially at home. And definitely, I'm liking this price of Terry Rozier at $6,900, cheaper than what he's been, which been in like the mid 7,000s, high 7,000s, almost 8K. Now you're getting a very cheap price. The last time he was at 6,900 was against Milwaukee. He had 45 fantasy points in that game. So definitely love Terry Rozier in that one. Next, we're going to look at the small forward position, and that's going to be Scotty Barnes. All right, we got 2 options here. You can go with OG Anunoby, who's 7,200, but I like Scotty Barnes at similar position, that small forward, just a little bit cheaper. Both guys are scrappy, and I'm going with the cheaper guy in this one. Scotty Barnes doesn't really hit threes, but he's known for his defense, rebounding, and putting up solid amount of points right there. As you can see, 15 1, 3, and 8 against Charlotte. 16, 2 steals, 4 assists, and 9 rebounds against Atlanta. That tough, gritty, scrappy play is going to be a perfect formula against a very young OKC Thunder team where they're going to turn the ball over a lot in this one. So we could probably see a lot of fast break opportunities, a lot of steals for Scotty Barnes and the other guys on the Toronto Raptors, like him at 6,700. Let's move over to the power forward position, and we're going back to the well with the Charlotte Hornets, and that will be Miles Bridges. Okay, like I said, no Gordon Hayward. That leaves that starting five a little bit less crowded, more balls going to Miles Bridges, Ball, and Rozier. That trio right there is very solid. And as you see, Miles Bridges stepped up against a very tough team in the Toronto Raptors. 25 real points, 3 steals, 2 blocks, 5 assists, and 6 rebounds. Almost got a 50 burger, and they only raised his price 100. So we're getting a situation where it's going to be another competitive environment. Hopefully they don't get blown out, and we can have all these Hornets here that are going to be. I'm not saying they're cheaper. Yes, they're cheaper than the Bulls stars, but you definitely get some access to this game, which should be high 110s, 120s. It can get up there with these two teams that can put up points. I like Miles Bridges at power forward. Let's go to center, and we're going to stay in the same game. Charlotte's real weakness is offensive rebounding, defensive rebounding. They struggle against centers straight up and period. And the Chicago Bulls have a top tier talent at center, and that's Nikola Vucevic here. He's coming in at 9,500. I want a big blowout game like he did, similar to Indiana. Indiana struggles against centers as well, so I'm foreseeing some type of performance like that. 36, 17, a big double-double right there. 3 blocks, 4 assists. That's what I'm aiming for. His prices come all the way down to 9,500, where it was in back-to-back games to at 10,100 against Phoenix and 76ers. Now he gets a little bit more of an easier matchup against the Charlotte Hornets, who struggle. And this is an opportunity for you to get value for Nikola Vucevic in this game. All right. Let's go over to our value plays. PJ Washington is going to get a bump up in minutes with Gordon Hayward out. He's going to step up and be that backup small forward, power forward type guy. Maybe even spend some minutes at the center position as well. He's kind of a hybrid forward in that regard. And what you saw when he got his allotment of minutes against Toronto was 7 for 14, 15 points, 2 assists, 9 rebounds, and 1 block with 1 steal. Did not shoot well from the 3-point range. That's not really his game. I don't know why he's taking so many threes. He took 9 threes in back-to-back games, 3 and 6 and 6. Jesus. And you're really not making them. But, hey, PJ Washington, as long as he's chucking up the ball, playing out there, and crashing the boards, I'm definitely willing to pay for someone that's only 4,900, under 5K, and he has upside of 30 fantasy points and more. Definitely want me some PJ Washington as a value play. Next, we're going to look at Jordan Poole. This is going to be one of the expensive value plays, but this is a key component here because there will be no Klay Thompson in tomorrow's game against the Utah Jazz at 5,800. Every time he's had the opportunity to start alongside of Steph Curry with no Klay Thompson, he's taken full advantage of that. Some games where he can really go off against San Antonio, 51 fantasy points, 31 real points, 5 assists, 6 rebounds. He's been very good off the bench, and now he's not going to have to worry about sharing shot attempts with Klay Thompson. He can get his regular allotment of shots and points as what he did earlier this season, where he was really a breakout star. I like Jordan Poole at 5,800. And one more guy we got is Davion Mitchell with the Tyrese Halliburton, not Donovan Mitchell. Come on, this one. They got this freaking same name, you know. Pretty much D Mitchell right here. So Davion Mitchell from Baylor, the rookie, with the trade of the Kings, letting go Tyrese Halliburton, which was a big surprise. Davion Mitchell has really stepped up this year, and it was like Halliburton was expendable because of how good Davion Mitchell has been playing. So they really believe in this kid here. I love Davion Mitchell. I like his scrappiness. I like he's really developing his offensive game as well. And at 5,600, De'Aaron Fox might be back in this one, but he's going to have to share the court with Davion Mitchell. It's official now. Since Halliburton is gone, Mitchell is going to be the guy stepping up at that shooting guard and slash point guard position, like him at 5,600 as well. And let's get to our lock of the night. The lock of the night will be Karl Anthony Towns against the Sacramento Kings. He's always torched this team in past history and recent history. If we're looking at the DKP by game log versus the Kings in the last 5 games, 37 fantasy points in that previous game. In November. And then if we continue to go back, 43, 66, 52, and 51 fantasy points. It's a big mismatch with Cat going up against the Sacramento Kings, and he's continued to put up stellar performances. I'm really looking forward to a 50-point performance from Karl Anthony Towns. Hopefully, we can get a little bit more, something similar to that Utah game where he had a triple double. But at 9,700, we're getting a star under 10K in this slate. 100%. Yeah, let's go with Karl Anthony Towns. All right. Now let's look over to FanDuel. We're looking at some of the prices here. Anthony Simons is 6,800. He's cheaper on FanDuel, so I like that move there. With some high upside. Jordan Clarkson with no Joe Ingles, the number 2 punch really coming off the bench for the Utah Jazz will be Jordan Clarkson. Let's see how he did in that previous game. What was it, against the Nets? No, it was against the Knicks. He came through 22 minutes from injury. Well, he had a couple off days. He came back 22 minutes, 16 points, 2 rebounds, 2 assists. I foresee him to get a boost in minutes, especially in this game going up against the Warriors. They're going to need his scoring ability in that one. Ben McLemore, with all the guys out for Portland, he's a nice value play at 4,600 on FanDuel. We just got news about Ayo Damonso on Chicago. Kobe White will step in his place as the starting point guard. So Kobe White is a nice value play for both DraftKings and FanDuel. Currently 4,500 on FanDuel. If we're looking at him on DraftKings, he will be 5,100. So much cheaper on FanDuel. I would go that way. And with the trade with Sacramento getting Domantas Sabonis, I don't think he'll be ready for this game since the trade happened today and this is the next day over. They're probably going to be a little bit of depleted lineup here. So it's either going to be Maurice Harkless starting yet again, or it's going to be Marvin Bagley. Okay. If Marvin Bagley is cleared, we're going to go with him at 5,000. If he's not, then Maurice Harkless will be the guy that's going to be starting at that small forward, power forward position. He came through with a solid performance the last 2 games, 18, 11, 2 assists and 1 block, 38 fantasy points, and then against the Warriors, 44 fantasy points. Definitely someone we can look at on FanDuel and DraftKings. And that will be our plays for Wednesday's 6-game slate. I appreciate you guys so much. Let me know in that comment section down below if you have any other ideas at the point guard, shooting guard, small forward, power forward, center, a value play, or even a lock. Let me know down below. We could definitely have that discussion. And also, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter at MetsNetsJetsD. And I'll be back with another video very soon. Peace out, guys.